Well, good afternoon and welcome to Seattle's Eastside Real Estate Podcast. I am Dan Edwards, managing broker for the Eastside Real Estate team. And today's podcast is a very thankful podcast. Of course, this is the day before Thanksgiving, and I thought I'd just do a little bit of a different format, kind of a talking a little one-on-one with you today. So thanks for joining us. If you're listening to our podcast online, you probably can't see me, but that's okay because we're just going to talk. And I don't have any of the breakout sessions, but I do have a couple of topics that I'd love to cover. If you enjoy this podcast, you can feel free to smash the like bell on YouTube, or if you're listening to it on a podcast product like Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, Spotify, we're all in those places as well. If you'd like to go on a walk and have a chat with your friend Dan about the real estate market. I just thought I'd kind of keep it going because there are some things to talk about. So first, there are some headlines out there that I thought I would kind of grapple with a little bit here. And this is a news article today from Realtor.com. Looks like the mom and pop real estate investors are pulling back quite a bit. So as we've talked about in the past, the real estate market's shifting. It's kind of crazy, right? It's gone from an incredibly hot market to one that is facing a headwind like nobody's business. Interest rates are high, inventories are rising, and buyer motivation is low. So a lot of buyers feel like they're kind of priced out of the market based on where interest rates are. So with regards to what happens, right, is investors kind of tend to step away, some of the individual investors. So it looks like, according to this article, rising home values of the past several years have actually pushed out many of investors. And looks like where investment's happening is slowing quite a bit. So in here, it has the top 10 markets top 10 markets that have seen a hit. And the number one of those is the Seattle, Washington market. Now, I'd have to say markets like Seattle, the prices have gotten so expensive that it's hard to find a property that cash flows. Now there are still opportunities. And I think for now, if you're a would-be investor and you're thinking about investing in the Seattle market, you might look north, you might look south of the Seattle area. The number two market that just slowed down is Cincinnati, Ohio. Their median list price in Cincinnati is $325. Boise, number three, is the third hottest market that has slowed. Then next is Denver, Colorado. So why does it make sense for somebody to invest in a market like that? And I think if you just kind of focus on the word investor, right? Investors are the ones that are going to make a deal if the deal makes dollars and cents. So if you're somebody that wants to invest in real estate, we have worksheets you can use for calculations, but it may be a case where digging around in this market, you might be able to find something that is a good buy and hold. And some of the areas like Snohomish County, as well as in the South, Pierce County, and maybe even out with some vacation properties for some short-term rentals. So obviously, if you don't have a lot of cash flow and you're trying to flip houses, the market where it's taking a lot longer to sell a home, you better buy right. So your investment's on the front end of that. All right. That's all I have to say about investors. Also, though, as a Keller Williams agent, I'm connected to all these markets across the United States through our agents. We've got over 180,000 real estate agents. So recently, we have considered other locations. For example, I've got a investment property in Summerville, South Carolina, and Summerville is a suburb of Charleston, and Charleston has a Boeing plant there. So if somebody is considering that area for investing, another positive about that area is that there are 3 military bases as well. So you've got people coming and training and living there for 6, 12 months, 18 months. And they pay a really good price for rental properties. So if you are scared out of the Seattle market and want to get connected with other markets, I can help. All right. Next up, we're going to talk about picking a lender. Now, why would we talk about this? And I have to say that there are a lot of changes and shakeups happening. There are mortgage bankers closing, mortgage brokers closing, and a lot of the institutional lenders are tightening up their process. And so as a buyer considers this market where there are opportunities for them to get a seller paid credit, they really need to be careful about how they shop for a lender. And in the past, I mean, now and in the past and in the future, there's an ability to go online and search. And typically, the way a consumer sees it is a little different than somebody like myself, a real estate professional, sees it. So a consumer is looking to get the best price. They want to make sure that they're going to pay as little as they possibly can, right, for a mortgage in any market. But now, more than ever, with such a volatile interest rate market, that buyers are going to really shop hard. Now, the process from a real estate standpoint, from a real estate professional standpoint, is that you should really front load. And what I mean by this is begin your process of shopping and eliminating lenders before you find the house. The problem of doing it after is the clock starts when you have a contract that's agreed upon. It's what we call mutual acceptance. And you only have 5 days in our contracts to determine who your lender will be. That may not be enough time for you to get a feel for the consumer experience, the customer experience that you, the borrower, will have, especially if you go to an on-site portal and you're getting 3 or 4 or 5 different lenders that are all promising different experiences and different rates. So here's the deal. The rates are not established when you apply for a loan. The rates are established when the lender locks the rate. And that rate is determined by many factors. And if somebody is promising you something in an advertisement, by the time you get pre-approved, that something will have changed because rates change. So it's important to understand that. Now, we recommend lenders. As a real estate professional, we're closing lots of deals. We recommend lenders. We recommend these lenders because we know that they have a track record of taking care of the client through the experience. So talk to a couple of real estate agents, get their recommendation of lenders. Spend some time before you even start searching for a home, understanding that lender's process, and get yourself pre-approved completely. That way, when it comes time to write an offer on a house, you already know the experience you're going to get, and you don't have to worry about picking and choosing. So when you pick and choose, after that fact, the clock is ticking. There are things that can delay this process throughout. The biggest thing is paperwork requests that seem a little redundant. And a good lender that we recommend will help you in advance to make sure that those things are ready and collected. Whereas in some cases, other lenders will just go ahead and send stuff over and then keep asking you for more stuff. So the experience matters. And so the moral of the story, really, quite frankly, is to prepare in advance and get a really good feel for a working relationship where you can pick up somebody and call them on the phone and get real answers. They have experience. It's so important. All right. My last topic on our podcast today is gratitude. And I have to say that just looking at the housing market as a whole, the fact that we get to be involved in one of the largest, most stressful transactions in many people's lives, and guide them through that stressful time for an outcome that, for a desired outcome. That's the best way to put it. And I have to say, I've been doing this for a long time, and I really do appreciate the opportunity to serve my community in this way, because In America, we have that ability to buy and sell land. And not every country, not every time in history has that been a possibility. And so it's with gratitude that I sit here today and I build and develop my craft around this industry. I've met some fantastic clients along the way, colleagues along the way, and I'm very thankful for them. And I'm thankful for the opportunity that we have in America to participate in true wealth building through real estate. I want to wish you, your family, a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope you get a chance to rest, rejuvenate, and relax. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving.